Yes, Slush. So excited. Let's get into it. Oh, it's time for the Rise of Gold Idol. I think we're in the potentially last DLC case. We are tackling this issue of the wish balloons. A strange flower that was the treasure of Captain Triton, one could say. But Captain Triton buried his treasure here on this island, which is marked in the map that has been hunted all throughout this DLC by an expedition of explorers who now find themselves finally on this item, finally finding the treasure. But many members of this expedition party are now dead. So this guy's not a member of the expedition party. Oh, I don't know where he should be. Hold up. Right over here. This could be okay, but I'll be eventually... Maybe I'll be right here. So, this is Jasper. He's a member of the expedition party. He's an enthusiast. He, I believe, had the true version of the map. Or maybe one of the truer versions of the map. There was about 5 different versions of the map leading to this island, but a lot of stylistic inconsistencies with them, unfortunately. Look at how big... You can't see it because my damn face is in the way. Look at how big this paw is here of this creature. That's very big. Another member of the expedition party. This gentleman killed the leader of the party, who was funding the expedition because the leader wanted to stop. Because the captain of the boats that had taken them out here had died. He was captured by something and crucified on the island they were exploring, and it said, like, turn back upon his corpse. So the captain, or the funder, wanted out, and this guy who's kind of doing the excavation work said, I don't care, and killed the captain. So now we've got Jasper, the map man, over here. We've got Eliza Swan, kind of an expert in aeronautics, whatever, aviation, maybe is the right word. Let's use this ad so I can explain stuff to you. So she's here. An expert on disease. She is dead, unfortunately. She has been shot. Forget about the turtle man. Don't look at the turtle man quite yet. And that currently is our party so far. So in terms of living people, we have Jasper and Eliza Swan. The other members of this expedition are dead. And yes, this place is cursed as hell. Here's back in time, 1797. This is Captain Triton burying his treasure, and also familiar face here, Walter Keane from the Case of the Golden Idol. So glad to see him back, honestly. Walter popped off at the end of Case of the Golden Idol by killing the bastards who stole literal years off his life with a shotgun. That was the final case of Case of the Golden Idol. Is one of the funnest experiences of video games, in my opinion. It's so cool. I wonder what number... Oh, maybe they were Expedition 32. They went kind of hard on the music in this DLC, right? Yeah, I feel like they really got comfortable with the music and their style. You know? The 2 DLCs ago, I feel like they also had some really great tracks. So we have Walter Keane. We know it's Walter Keane because of the logos on his back. Also, he loves himself some hats. I don't know why they even had to write Sir Walter Keane in his hat. But maybe some folks weren't recognizing him from before. I don't know. But maybe they didn't play the original. That's okay. That's okay too. You don't have to always play things in order. I'm sure even if you went back and played Case of Golden Idol after this, you would still really love it. We have members of Captain Triton's crew here who all end up dead. She gets shot. He goes comatose. I actually don't know if he dies or if he becomes a monster. But this guy dies, and Captain Triton surely dies because this lady poisons them. And then Walter killed, what was his name? Jimbo Jenkins. Good old Jimbo Jenkins. Walter King kills him so that he can get the treasure. Then they realize that he stole the treasure, so they doom him to be here on this island with the treasure if he wants it so bad. But I guess over time, maybe 90 years, he grew into a kind of strange turtle creature that could make its way out. So there's that. It's hitting different today for some reason. Last week you're like, this is pretty good, but then the last DLC was better, but this week you're like in it, right? So excited. So we found out what happens back in 1797. Welcome back and thank you for the 35 months food dinner. How are you? Did you know food dinner, the origin of that picture is I was trying to show off my haircut and I'm so awkward taking selfies. I was also trying to show off a slice of cheesecake I got and I just kept leaning back further and further and further. And then I was like, here it is. I'm done taking pictures. So there's the origin of that emote. It's for the Falls fans. I'm sure it's for folks like me who are like, now what the hell am I playing? It's been a week. You know, you did not know that, but you love it. Well, I'm glad that you love the emotes. And Ziv says it's time to zoom in, so why not? Let me pull up my camera controls for 1 sec, Ziv, so the camera's gonna get all jittery, I guess. Yeah, you're always finding a way to torture me, huh? That's fine. I allow it. You're lucky. Okay. Also, food dinner, if you want me to pull a specific card from the decks, you let me know. But also, it's fine if you just want to say thank you and just got here. Oh, the origin of which one is the ITK creep emote. There's a selfie that I was struggling with. Dealer's choice. Okay. You know, I do have the no wrong answers out. So let's see if I can pull a good one from our last few remaining no wrong answers questions. Now here, this one, I'm just gonna burn that one. We don't have to do that one. Okay, what is your top 4 bread-based foods? Top 4 bread-based foods. I love naan. I love a raisin bread. I love good naan, nothing beats that texture. I love it so much. I love a crumpet. And one more bread-based food, probably just some toast with some butter on it. Honestly, when you're feeling poorly, toast with butter is great. Pizza. Oh my god, I forgot about pizza. Oh, thank you, Manny, for clipping that. Yes, it's so good to see you. Okay, bread number 1, sandwich number 2. Okay. Also, y'all should let me know if the volume is too loud for the game, if it's like overwhelming or too weird. While you all figure out top 4 bread-based products, I'm gonna say that in 1797, Walter Keane rigged the lot, so he was tasked with entering the grotto together with Jimbo Jenkins. They hid together. Oh, they hid the treasure in the cave. When in the cave, he kills Jimbo and then takes the wish bloom, which was the treasure. Before exiting the cave, Walters tried wrapping it up in some stinky vine. You might see the stinky vine right around here. It's stankin'. So that you couldn't smell the wish bloom, which has a sweet smell to it. But Jacques Triton, the captain, has a severe reaction to wish bloom and makes him sneeze every time. So when Walter Keane came back up, he was like, yep, put the treasure down there, Captain. It's all good. Then Triton is like, oh, is that so? Sneeze, because he could smell the wish bloom. And then they unfortunately tied up Walter Keane, and they're lowering him so that crocodiles eat him. I don't know if you can see these little crocs here, but there's no crocodiles here apparently. Chilling. Oh, grilled cheese is so good. Ah, the game sound is just a tiny bit too high. Okay. How about this? Is this a little better or too quiet now, Ziff? Because I felt it was a little loud too. Croissant sandwich, crescent rolls, pain de chocolat. I didn't know you're a big croissant guy. That's good. Okay. I do love a grilled cheese. Ooh, it's so good and it's so easy to make. Alrighty, now we gotta flip over to 1927. In 1927, these 4 members of the expedition crew, we've got I swear to God, my dog's making noise in here. In 1927, Eliza Swan, Myrtle Song, Swan Song, new pairing name, Ivan Kearns and Jasper Wiles enter the grotto and they find the Wishbloom treasure. Ivan then sends a beacon to his henchman Ansel Marsh so that Ansel will meet up with him. You can tell that because he's got a little telegraph here. Wait on the nearby island. I'll activate the beacon. Others may emerge. So bring the Tommy gun, right? And so then we got a Tommy gun here to take out the others if they did emerge. So Jasper climbs out and he gets tied up by Ansel and Ivan so that he can't go anywhere and also that they can steal the treasure, right? But Ivan then kills his own henchman, Ansel Marsh, because there's a weight limit to his little blimp thing that he's got here. The RA2Q, the 26Q or whatever. There's a weight limit, and he knows he's going to exceed it if Ansel gets on the thing. So, but somebody sabotaged the airship. I want to say it was Ansel accidentally, but it may not be. That's incorrect, and in fact, a lot of things are wrong. 3 things are wrong. Okay. So, interesting. I have more wrong than I thought. Maybe let's see if exceeded. Let's examine this airship and see what's going on wrong over here. Ansel accidentally. That's a good band name. I'm gonna put myself maybe over here. Keep changing myself up. Garlic bread. In terms of top 4 bread products, garlic bread, toast, a toasty, and I'm guessing that's like a little grilled cheese thing, right? And sandwich, right? You primarily eat bread-based things. What about underrated? Underrated bread products. Let's go with that because everyone loves toast. Everyone loves French toast. I don't know underrated bread products. Also, there are more events for us to see. I'm so excited. This thing is going to keep transforming. Let's see what's going on here. So, the pressure in the envelope looks like it's pretty high, doesn't it? I know French toast so good. Engine 1. Left propeller. It's kind of midway at power, I'd say. The altitude is obviously at the lowest it could be. The balloon is inflated, which means it's full of air, which means it's extremely heavy. That's the thing. If it was filled with helium, or if it was deflated, there would be more room for the helium, which would allow the blimp to rise. But the controls might have been sabotaged, perhaps. So let's see if we can say that the stuff was sabotaged. No, it doesn't. So I think well, hold up. Maybe it's not sabotage. Maybe he didn't understand how it controlled. Potentially. Here's a question. You find a real treasure map. All traveling costs for you is already paid. Would you take it or sell it? Naja says sell. Yeah, I'm not trying to go out into the middle of somewhere and dig down into the ground and find treasure. Because they're going to take it away from me anyway. And it probably doesn't belong to me anyway. Like, it's probably going to be some lost cultures objects. I do love brioche hot dog buns. They're so much better than regular hot dog buns. Toasties are basically grilled sandwiches, but they're sealed around the edges like a savory Pop-Tart. Okay, interesting. That does sound good. That makes it easier. Eliminating the obvious ones. Croissant sandwiches, so good. So good. You feel like grilled cheese is underrated. Interesting. You know, maybe because it's so mundane, people kind of sleep on it. Pretzels are great as well. And bagels. I love a bagel too. Okay, I'm gonna say that, let's say, so because he inflated the balloon. Oh, okay, there was no sabotage. He just didn't know how to pilot the machine. Okay. I see. So he didn't know how to work the device. The device was brought here by Ansel. He knew how to operate this thing. And because the other guy didn't have this manual, he didn't know what to do, so he's like, oh, if you crank it up, it goes up, right? No. If you crank it up, you're adding more air to it, which reduces the helium, which makes it go down. So, he did his damn self in, and that's hilarious. Okay, meanwhile, in the grotto. Let's find out what's happening in the grotto. Ooh, the grotesque! Do you get to keep the prepaid travel if you sell the map? Good question. You would take it because it would mean free traveling around the world, but usually treasure's in a place where there's also a lot of mosquitoes. You know, I think. Everyone loves them, but nobody ever thinks of how good they are. Just as an easy snack, true. Anyone know anything about grottos? Oh my gosh, if only we had like an expert on the grotesque or grotto-esque or the grotesque or anything. I mean, isn't it? I mean, I'm not saying these folks watch my channel, but have you seen a more grotesque man in your life? Have you? I don't know that I have. Okay, let's go to the grotto. Meanwhile, in the grotto, somebody verbed to give someone something if she did something to the something. To achieve this, so-and-so did something to her something, and did something the item's item. Okay. Hello, Ewan. Ewan, what are your top 4 bread products? This is brought to you by Food Dinner's resub. Isn't that perfect, Food Dinner? I mean, with your name and everything. You Hefner's undead corpse chilling in the grotto with 2 kelpies. You feel like that's the vibe here? That's the vibe? Papada? A papada also slaps? I've heard of dumb before or something? It is a little on the nose, yeah. But after reading somebody's letter, somebody realized that somebody verbed the something's verb something. So somebody did something to somebody. Okay. Okay, let's check the letter. So that's Walter Keene's letter. I'm guessing that Eliza realized that... Wait a minute. I'm a fake fan of this video game. Because here I was like, who wouldn't recognize Walter Keene in 1797? Obviously, that's Walter Keene, duh. Fake fan alert. It's Tina did not realize this is Ada Baker, also from The Case of the Golden Idol. She is a plant from the like the Brotherhood of Masks put into I was talking about it a minute ago, but fake fan alert, because I did not until this very moment, seeing her name was Ada Baker, realized that Ada Baker was also from Case of the Golden Idol, and she was a secret agent put into, what was his name? Like Aleister Crowley? Edmund Cloudsley. She's an agent put into Cloudsley's house to kill him, to poison him. But instead, she poisons, like, one of his relatives. And then he goes to the cabin. Walter Keane breaks into the cabin to try to get the Golden Idol from him. I can't believe I didn't recognize Miss Baker. I mean, it was a completely different art style back then. It was pixelated and this is hand-drawn, so. Okay. Gag. I saw the name Ada Baker and I was like, wait a minute, Brain Blast. So cool. I feel like most red stuff is pretty well rated, right? Yeah. The half forehead exposure activated the gray matter. Yep. Look at this shiny, no makeup on this forehead right here. Ewan, thank you for the 5-stream streak. How was your weekend? Okay, so bread products in no particular order. Dark rye sourdough, all butter croissants. Croissants are ranking very highly today. Scottish crispy rolls. Let me take a look at this thing. They look like kind of okay. I see that there's like kind of a burnt top to them. Some of these. Oh, but those are well-fired rolls. Sorry. Crispy rolls. Interesting. They're kind of lower. Do they have a crispy texture? It's interesting. Very cool. And an everything bagel. I need to get into everything bagels. I'm still kind of like a plain bagel girl. So it's an Indian spicy flatbread that gets really crispy. It turns out almost like a giant tortilla chip, but it's not quite as abrasive. Okay, I thought those were called papadums or something, but maybe it's papad. Maybe I like heard it wrong. But yeah, I've seen this before and they're really cool. Okay, after reading the letter, Eliza Swan realized that Miss Thing, Myrtle's song, did something. Okay. Well, the weed grows thick and tall in dark caverns and hates sunlight. It's entirely harmless, but it does get an inert slime all over everything it touches. She tore that out of this book. I think she knew that the wish bloom was down here. So she wanted everybody to wear their gas masks so they wouldn't smell it. I think. So I think she obviously tore that out of this book so that they would think that this harmless grass that's growing down here would be the thing that they were worried about. You know. Okay, they do. Interesting. You need one of those cream ring donuts. Oh, do they have like a little mochi ring donut too? I hear that those are good. Yeah, maybe it's a similar term. I was watching a lot of Rajiv Surendra. He was doing a lot of like cooking and stuff like that, and he made little papadums or something like that. But also, he does Tamil cuisine, so maybe that's the Tamil word for it instead of, you know, the Indian word for it. It could very well be the case. You love him? I have been watching so much of him this weekend, Jess. It's been so cute. Like, I'll watch that man wash his laundry. Because it'll teach you, like, why your white shirts end up looking a little dingy. And it's because they don't have any blue in them anymore. So, I've been having a lot of fun watching that. And it made me think, like, it made me today put on more jewelry. Because I was like, let me just appreciate the things that I have. You know? You love the illustrations in this book here, right? So this is, what was her name? She's Myrtle Song. And she was illustrating this connection between what we've seen happen to the pirate crew. Over time, when exposed to the wish bloom, we saw many members of that crew perhaps exposed by, oh damn, perhaps exposed by this young man's inhalation of the wish bloom. He then goes back to the pirate crew and potentially infects everybody else, so he might become some sort of monster in the beginning of the game. Kind of excited for that. So let me forget about that. The rest of the pirate crew that comes in contact with him starts growing these like very long teeth and stuff, almost insect-like. And as we can see here, this is, as I think, Walter Keane from 1797. And now it's 1927, and he's a turtle man. So Myrtle Song realized in this Golden Eye book that there was some strange property of this wish bloom that started turning people more into animals. So I think it's really interesting. Okay. Now we need to figure out what's going on here. So she knew that this sorrel grass wasn't an issue. Somebody something to give somebody something if she blanked the blank. In the grotto, maybe it like promised, because I think on her person she has the contract. I, Myrtle Song, hereby promise to give my share of my treasure to Eliza Swan if she finds the wish bloom. Okay, we can log that in. In the grotto, Myrtle Song promised to give Eliza Swan treasure, like the treasure, if she found the wish bloom. To achieve this, somebody did something to her something. Oh, she had to take off her gas mask. Okay. To achieve this, Eliza Swan, because it was, as you can see here, there's a thick carpet of this this weird vine growing here. It doesn't smell bad or anything, but Golden Eye Dole bananas. Golden Eye Dole Whip. I've never had a Dole Whip before, but people always talk about how good it is. There's all these vines here, so they would not have been able to find the they wouldn't have been able to find the wish bloom if they didn't take off their mask. Everyone else keeps their mask on because inhaling the wish bloom, I think, will change you. It'll change your dang body. That's really it, huh? No wonder she wanted me to do it. Tell me, do you enjoy your life? I've lived a long time, my lady, much longer than most, and I can honestly say my best years have been spent living this way. With the wish bloom by my side, I feel wonderful. Okay. So, to achieve this, Eliza Swan removed her gas mask and, like, smelled. Oh, followed the wish bloom's smell. But after reading Walter Keane's letter, which says, "Whoever may find my cherished wish bloom, I have tried to keep you away, but clearly my efforts have been in vain." Then there's a part of the letter we can't see because it's crumpled. So concludes my explanation of the wish bloom's effects and the medium through which it acts upon its subjects. If you have a doubt what I've written here, brace yourself and then cast your gaze above the entrance. Do not be alarmed by my appearance. I mean you no harm. Okay. Okay. You had to Google Papad. It is the same as Papadum. Apparently Papad is more general North Indian term, while Papadum is the British Anglicization and South Indian term. Interesting. How about that? How about that, Haxon? Thank you for doing some research for us. I appreciate your detective work. That's pretty cool. So, one is more general, and the other one is more widely used, maybe in, like, English speech, I suppose. Cool. I'm learning so much today. So, after reading Walter Keane's letter, Eliza Swan realized that Myrtle Song blanked the blanks. Well, the Wishbloom's smell, I guess? Okay, hold on. Wishbloom's smell? Or is it like the Myrtle Songs? Myrtle Song. Okay, Eliza Swan realized that somebody did something to these two objects, would do something to that object. So then I think Eliza killed Myrtle Song. But what is this? But what is the rest of this? There's 5 or 6 bullets from inside the pistol. I know it's down here somewhere, but where do we even begin looking? We're surrounded by a thick wall of sorrel grass. Any of which part could be covering it? It would take a lifetime to hack through this. We need to be sure of our direction. Okay, and then let's see what's up on his transponder. We made it down. This place is teeming with that awful weed Myrtle showed us. Thank God she brought protective gear. I see. That awful weed that Myrtle showed us. Sorrel grass. It continually releases fine hook-shaped spores that can lodge themselves in the lungs. I see. Which is not actually what sorrel grass does. Myrtle Song tore that page out. Okay. Myrtle Song did something to the book. But I don't think the book is an object I can do something with. Like, I feel like she exaggerated the effects of the sorrel grass. So, hi Margot, good to see you. You stepped away for a moment. Alfie wrote a novella in gibberish. Apparently your laptop is a good pillow. Maybe it's because it's warm. Do you think Alfie's a little chilly? If there was like exaggerated the effects of the sorrel grass weed. Sorrel grass weeds like effects. We don't have that word. That's just not here. So she takes off her thing. She thinks she is getting 45% of the cut. She lied. She brought a gun with her to probably kill her anyway. She wanted to put the wish bloom in the glass jar. She's not breathing. She has filtered a ton of this wish bloom. Walter Keane is here. He kind of looks like a mix between Walter Keane and this guy. It's really weird. Maybe their bodies merged or something. It's warm and it might smell like you went too, right? He sees you touching it a lot and hopes that by putting his head there, you'll pet him. Does this dog look cool to you? Is he wearing his little PJs? Oh, so comfy. He looks so cozy. Love that little blankie for him. Honestly, I wish I was that cozy right now. After reading Walter Keane's letter, right? She reads a letter. I've tried to keep you away, but clearly my efforts been in vain. That's the effect of the thing. Is effect a word that we have here? I don't think so. She realized that somebody had done something to the objects, something, which did something to another object. So Eliza just went. Again. The medium through which it acts upon its agents. If you have any doubt of what I have written here, brace yourself and cast your gaze above the entrance. Don't be alarmed by my appearance. I mean you no harm. Like, you're gonna turn into a monster. You're gonna turn into, like, some kind of water creature. Me confidently chiming in before I finish my sentence. Effect is a word. I do appreciate that. Yeah, thank you for the clarification. Your repost, because you don't think this is the first time your weekend was pretty quiet. Your flu vaccine on Sundays. You've been kind of off. Yeah, sometimes I feel punky after my flu vaccine too. But it is Mama Slim's birthday, so you all went out and got her some stuff. How nice. Did you all have lunch together? I know sometimes you enjoy doing that, Ewan. Although I guess maybe that might be tough if you're feeling punky. That's possible. Oh, Mads Nicholson. What's one of your hyperfixations right now? Feel free to share. Let's see. Maybe she realized that Myrtle Song knew the Wishbloom's, like, smell did something to people, transformed people. Boom, baby. Okay. And we have a very new timeline. I'm so excited. Oh yeah. This is an opportunity for folks to like share a whole bunch. Mads Nicholson. Usually talk about your hyperfixations as a moment for someone to be like, all right, can't be mad at me. I'm about to drop several paragraphs on you about something I'm really interested in right now. But if you're fixated on yourself, that's cool too. Okay. In 1800, we are about to find out what the hell is going on. No, darling, I've already got my wish, and so much more besides. Is that Walter Keane? Is that Ada Baker? As a vampire? Did Walter Keane and Ada Baker fall in love? Epilogue? You're starting to write a dissertation on how the ancient aliens created every useful invention that humanity uses to this day. Thanks. Get started now. You all are going to go out to dinner to a local Italian restaurant. Sounds delightful. That's great, Ewan. So it's kind of a birthday week of celebrations. Also, looks like the ad break is starting soon, folks. So if you're not subscribed or you don't have Twitch Turbo, you are going to be seeing some ads. Also, I think I'm done being zoomed in. So let's do that again. Okay. February 27th. 1797. Why is that so hard for me? Somebody in his crew did something to a something after somebody tipped off somebody. Can I even solve this without looking at the other items? Oh yeah, maybe I can. Okay. Yep, okay, yes I can. Okay, cool. All right, can I not pull that over here? I'm gonna have to put it over here. Which means I'm going to put myself over here. A lot of movement today. What's Falling Rise? Probably some strange antiquities today. I feel like I'm in an investigative mood, you know. Okay, February 27th, 1972. sorry, 1797. I'll keep getting that wrong and I apologize. That would be Jacques Triton and his crew raided or ambushed or pillaged or attacked a Lemurian ship after somebody tipped off something. Okay. Our raid went off without a hitch. The Lemurians were no match for a steel treasure source. When I cracked open the chest, a potent, sweet scent poured out and filled the room. Pleasant though it was, it set me off in a fit of sneezing. Now, could it be... Is Ergen Patu on here? Oh, crap. Ergen Patu is on here. I think Ergen Patu tipped off Walter Keane. But that would be... Let's... Give me a second. Wait, did his face change? Oh, no, okay. I want to exit the scenario really quickly to check some of the stuff. So, my dearest Walter Keane. Unfortunate events have rendered you a shadow that made you once were. On the 27th day of February, a Lemurian Sentinel vessel shall depart from Azure Heaven and make its way towards the volcanic Isle of Craven Rock. Aboard shall be a number of sacred relics destined for the annual ritual restraint. Among these is the Wish Bloom. Okay. Interesting. So back to the Wish Bloom then. Detective scene is in the house today. Indeed. I'm excited to do some detectiving. I'm deducing so much. Okay. So... I guess Ergen Patu tipped off Walter Keane here. With the treasure in their possession, the somebody got something by the... Okay, yeah. So, that's back in the captain's logs. With the treasure in their possession, the... Somebody got something by the something something except for somebody because he had no something. Okay. Well. Okay. With the treasure in their possession, I would say the crew. I thought this was tipping off here, like the Seven Seas Company coming for them. But the crew got infected by the Wish Bloom's smell, except for one person because he had no nose. That's right. The guy who is attacked in the beginning of this DLC chapter. What's his name? Oh, that would be a gardener. Elazar Gardner. He had no nose. His son has a nose. He's gonna transform. Meanwhile, the Seven Seas Company searched for the artifacts, I would say. Search for the treasure? Okay. So the crew hid it. While doing so, somebody did something to the something, but he was somethinged and sentenced to... Right, so that would be... Walter Keane stole the treasure, but he was caught and sentenced to die in the grotto. Everything is correct because of course it is. Next up, Epilogue 2. All the way back to the ship, somebody successfully somethinged everyone except somebody who then somethinged someone. Here's the weird thing. I would have bet you that Ada Baker did die because I thought that Mr. Man shot her. I thought that the previous case, he did have a gun pointed at her, but maybe he didn't kill her. Ada Baker and Walter Keane also transformed. Let's head back to 27. Real quick, Alika. Ada Baker. She lived a dangerous life, but always landed on her feet. She was a very interesting woman. Did she die in case? I guess not. Maybe she didn't. On the way back to the ship, somebody successfully somethinged everyone except someone else who then somethinged someone. Is that a monster? Oh, I mean, I would argue this used to be a person. They might still be a person. Don't know. But, they used to be a person. No, in the seat. I'm thinking maybe that's Ada Baker. There's a huge paw here. And I think Ada Baker's been the one that's been, like, killing people who are getting too close to this treasure. As you can see, there's, like, a little, curved cave that leads out to the sea here. And I think that's how Walter got in here, to, like, talk to the person who was, investigating his treasure. But yeah. So interesting. I think it's a giant squid. I think that's Ada Baker, potentially. I think they're all going to transform. Okay. On the way back to the ship, somebody successfully did something to everyone except so-and-so, who then did something to someone. I would say that Ada Baker successfully, like, I thought she killed everyone except who then did something. In the journey back home, the remaining crew members killed one another except for Eleazar Gardner and Stefan Gardner, who escaped with the map. After making it back to Port Armando, somebody did something and they fatally wounded somebody who in turn killed somebody else. Oh, the very beginning of this thing. You forgot to link me the 11th Hour book. I think you did link me that, Ziff. I think you did. I just haven't had a chance to read it yet. Ada? Okay, on the way back to the ship, Ada, I think, successfully buried, pilled, returned, shot, stole. I think she poisoned everyone except for Stefan Gardner, who then did something to someone. Who the hell is Maria Swift? Isn't that one of the ladies that were working on the... She was like the sales lady or something. The lady that did the sales on the ship. Okay. On the journey back home... Oh, no. She successfully poisoned everybody except for Stefan, who then did something. I think he might have shot Ada. Because he, like, definitely held her at gunpoint. But maybe she didn't die from being shot. Every time I say Ada Baker, Anita Baker's Sweet Love intro plays in your brain. I see. Every single time, huh? On the journey back home, the remaining crew members killed one another, except for Stefan Gardner and Eleazar Gardner, who escaped with the map. After making it back to Port Armando, Eleazar Gardner... Did he shoot his own son? He said, like, I'm sorry, son, I'm sorry. And then fatally wounded his own son, who in turn killed him? No. Maybe he shot and fatally wounded Ada? So much is wrong here. This really is quite the synthesis. Okay. We may have to go back and look at the very first chapter, The Last Orders. Back to 1797. I'm sorry, son. I'm so sorry. The pistol's empty and the barrel is warm. I think he shot his own son, who had turned into a monster. The evil beast dropped the sketch. Okay. I really do think he shot his own son. Because he was like, my son's transforming into a monster. I'm not going to let this happen. You know. I can't let my boy turn into this scary monster. Because he was already pretty sick. On board the ship. So. They escape with a map. At Port Armando. Elazar Gardner shot and fatally wounded, I think, his son. Stefan, who in turn, like, gashes his own dad. Meanwhile, back on the island, Ada Baker and Walter Keane also transform. Let's go to the way back to the ship mission. Let's check that one out. Let's check this one out. Rip Stefan or Cal. Yeah, he was the coolest. Let's look at 1797 here. So, my punishment is the only reason I'm alive. So... and that's Ada Baker. You wouldn't shoot a sick woman, would you? And she's been painting on her sickness. She's been doing fun makeup stuff to make it seem that she is ill when she is in fact not. So here in her kit, she's been poisoning these other gentlemen. And what about his gun? It doesn't say anything like... He's got the pocket watch, by the way, from the case of the Oberdin. How about that? That's fun. I'm sure that isn't a reference at all, but I'm going to pretend like it is. So what could be wrong here? Where could I have this wrong? Well, I could check to see it. Maybe it's at Port Armando. Maybe that's wrong. That could be wrong. She poisons everybody except Stefan, who then escape, pillage, return, shot, stole, transform. Oh, he spared Ada Baker. He is about to shoot her, but apparently decides not to. He either shot her or spared her. In 1927, we can see her grave on top of the island, and we know that she, I guess, in 1805. I'm guessing her activities in Case of the Golden Idol come before her pirate activities here, I assume, because like she certainly wasn't transforming into like a vampire or whatever in Case of the Golden Idol. Yeah, the weird teeth and the pointy ears does give you Oberdin vibes, right? Mm-hmm. So, I feel like Stefan holds her at gunpoint but doesn't kill her because she's alive here a few years later. I like his little flower here. I got my wish and so much for science. On the journey back home, the remaining crew members kill one another except for Stefan Gardner and Elazar. Maybe I'll just switch those two around. Elazar Gardner and Stefan Gardner, who escape with the map after making it back to the port. Elazar kills his son. Oh, well, hold up. Maybe it's Stefan transforms, and fatally wounds his dad, who in turn kills Stefan. That might be that's the missing piece, ain't it? I kind of was implying in my brain that he transformed, and I forgot to say it in the thing. My bad. We did it, baby! Oh my god, Don't let this be it. Don't let it be over. Don't let it be over. The wishbloom smell infected the pirates during their journey to the island, though they didn't know it yet. After the poisoning, Stefan spared Ada, so she returned to the grotto to rescue Walter. The couple lived happily together until Ada's eventual death. In 1927, Myrtle convinced the expedition team to wear gas masks in the grotto, telling them that the sorrel grass there was dangerous. When Eliza learned that the wishbloom smell mutated humans into animal hybrids, she realized the real reason Myrtle had insisted on the masks, and that Myrtle had sacrificed Eliza's humanity to find the wishbloom. So, is Miss Eliza going to be transformed down here with Walter Keane? We got it. 5 years later. What do we have here? I'm excited. Sometime in the 30s, I guess? Okay. They're dropping off books and cigarettes. Oh, that's Jasper. I'm guessing he drops off stuff for Eliza, potentially? And maybe a fun hat for Walter. Because, like, maybe those two have gotten together now? Is that it? Thank you for playing. Kyle Misko did the soundtrack to the original Case of the Golden Idol. And slayed it. We got a dog here. Oh my god, that's the detective. That's the guy from, like, the second case. That's the guy who uses the gun that, like, rearranges people. Oh, it says who the creative leads are. Paul Alexander did music in the base game of Rise. Kyle Misko did music from Case. And I have to tell you, Misko's art style, music style, I love Paul Alexander's music. I feel like it's a very different vibe. I really do appreciate Misko's soundtrack to those two DLCs. And you know, those are the ones where I was popping off. I was like over here losing it. 5 years later, the guy from Dredge drops off a delivery. What an incredible crossover. Loved the narrative of this one. Spectacular narrative. This one is pretty good too. This was 3. Cool to bring back characters from Case. Okay. Dear Quick Eye Steward. Oh, we already have that. Oh. I think the Quick Eye Steward was Ada Baker. I think that was Ada Baker. Oh, and then this is the scene we just saw. And that's Jasper dropping off some stuff for Eliza and Walter. Wait, so it's over? It's over? Wait. It's over? There's no more? There's no more game replay? This is awful. I can't believe I've beat the Rise of the Golden Idol. No. I wanted there to be more. How could you? Hey. This was so good. It sucks that it's over. Spearhead time. All I'm gonna do is fill out all the rectangles quickly. That felt fast. I know. So good though. Man, what a cool story. So Ada's dead. Who do y'all think is who do y'all hold up? Who killed? Oh, he was a bootlegger as well. Interesting. I actually didn't notice that detail, that he was a part of the bootlegging crew. That's really fascinating. How did I not notice that? And of course he is as well. Who killed him, do you think? Do you think Walter... Here, I'll show you the instance in which he dies. Do you think it's Walter killing him? Oh, I have no idea, Gish. Surprisingly more than one would anticipate. I like your ginkgo leaf. Is that from, Ghost of Yusei? So... do you think Walter's the one that kills the captain down here? And then writes go home? Wait, was it in green ink? If it was in green ink, maybe it really was Walter. Yeah, up next is Strange Antiquities for the rest of the evening. It's in black ink. I mean, it still could be Walter, but who do you guys think killed the captain here? Did he get captured by Walter when on the ship? Because there's a huge chunk of the ship missing. Some monster clearly got him. I was thinking maybe it's Walter? And who is the larger monster in the water? If Ada's dead. Ancient aliens got him, you think? That's always the answer, isn't it? I'm just counting his fingers to make sure everything's all good. He's got the right amount of fingers. Ada. What a smart lady. So he almost kills her, but she's like, but I'm sick. You wouldn't kill a sick lady, even though her freckles are melting off right now. She absolutely would have killed everybody on this island because she was in love with Walter, as it turns out. They were both agents from the same Brotherhood of Masks, so... Aliens is a good catch-all for anything unusual or unexplained. Interesting. So, Ergen Pitu survives the events. This happens after Case of the Golden Idol. This happens after the events of Case of the Golden Idol, because this is... I was delivered from certain doom during the reign of the Order Party. Time has come to repay my debt in kind, as is the custom of the mirror, a life for a life. Dear Quick Eye Steward. The obsession has gripped Armando. Investigate the matter. We have enclosed delivery and text detailing the known properties and behaviors of the Wishbloom. Study it carefully. Finally, you'll have to contact your initiate. His details are provided overleaf. He will obey your orders and help you in this mission. So she was working with, he is an initiate. Walter is an initiate in this aspect. Like that. And so they fell in love. And became weird monsters together. And Morphinis is going great. I just beat this game and I'm so freaking sad about it. I don't want it to be over. But it is. So... I'm just reading through all the notes so I can savor everything, I guess. My heart ache. She's the scientific advisor then. A lot of ladies killing and poisoning their comrades in this one, huh? And she... Okay, Eliza Swan specializes in animal physio... Oh, never mind. Right. Myrtle Song specializes in animal physiology. That's why she knew about the effects of the Wishbloom on people, that it changed them into kind of monsters. There is no more DLC on the horizon for this game. This is the last DLC pack for this game. I have to wait till they make another damn sequel, probably in like 2 years' time, Gish. If they ever do. I know, that's it. I might be in for Golden Idol. So... I guess this is where the VOD for Rise of the Golden Idol's final DLC wraps. Thank you all so much for watching me play Rise of the Golden Idol. It was so good. I think this is a very strong DLC arc to go out on. I still feel like the first case might be the biggest banger. The music in... Let's see, hold up. The music... Hold on, I'll pause this and we'll just go back to looking at the various cases. So, God, the music in Lemurian Phoenix slays, and the music in Last Reaper was really good too. The storyline of Age of Restraint was kind of interesting, and I do appreciate that it was referenced in the Curse of the Last Reaper. It is kind of interesting to learn what Lemurian society was like, what they were truly capable of back in the day. It kind of makes sense of some of the stuff in the case of the Golden Idol DLC with their advanced technology. You're able to really see it in action. Ooh, sorry, I just thumbed all these springs on my mic. Yeah, what a good ass story. When I had first played this game, I was like, they're gonna do DLC about X, Y, and Z. Let me see if my predictions came true. And thanks, Morphinius. I appreciate it. It's congratulations, but it's also I'm so sad that I beat this game. I want there to be more game. Give me more game. I'm trying to see. I wrote down a list of what the DLC could be like for the Rise of the Golden Idol. So, okay. Where in the world is Oriel Toussaint and Echo Secunda? That was the Sins of the New Wells. That was pretty cool. They didn't touch on as much. Although I guess... So, they didn't touch on the meteor in the 1950s that Tessa Navarri's mentor with the Lemurian triangle on his head did. But he did show up in Lemurian Phoenix. I feel like maybe in the Age of Restraint there was a De Silva in the Age of Restraint, wasn't there? There was someone named De Silva. Let's see. I feel like there was somebody named somebody De Silva. Let's check. Who could have been the uncle she was talking about. Although this is ancient times, isn't it? Possibly. There is a De Silva, yeah. Morn De Silva. So technically, this guy, Morn De Silva, right here. That's not him. There we go. Morn De Silva is in some way related, I think, to Mumadi De Silva, who shows up in the base game. So I think that's maybe the connection. But I didn't think... I had no idea what this little pirate one could have been about. But it is fun to tie up what happened to Walter Keane and Ada Baker. I think that's really cute. A real, reach back to the case of the Golden Idol. Hi, Pine. Good to see you. Well, this is where I'll wrap up the Rise of the Golden Idol. I have no idea what to play on Tuesday. I gotta think about more. Oh, I got so many games. We might play something kind of Halloween-y since it is October. We could do some Halloween-y type stuff. I think I got a key for Bye Sweet Carol, which is now I realize the Carol is probably Lewis Carroll, who did the Alice in Wonderland, but it's kind of an Alice in Wonderland Disney princess horror platformer with incredible hand-drawn animation. Also lesbians. So I was like, oh, lesbians? I'm in. So I might be playing that. But anyway, this is where the YouTube video ends for Rise of the Golden Idol. Bye, YouTube.